Okay, hello, darling friends. Today we'll explore more on chart types. Well, Excel has many different chart types. You've heard of column charts, bar charts, line charts, and whatnot. And it's not always clear which chart type is going to work best, specifically for your data set. And it's really easy to make a change, no? So when you create a chart, and I'm about to do this with this data we have right here, and I'm going to do it quickly with that shortcut Alt F1, and there's the chart. Well, this is really a clustered column chart, perhaps the most common chart type that we see in Excel. But there are many others, no? And let's consider some other options. Well, chart type. When a chart is created, it's automatically selected, and on the design tab, as we see up here, there are some other kinds of selections that we can choose from. Uh, okay, now here we can see the change chart type. Click that. And okay, how about I hover on some other selections that we see on the pop-up box. There are some other kinds of column charts. As you see, here is a stacked column chart. How about that? That probably looks cleaner looking compared to the other. Or maybe that's just for me. By reading the height of it though, uh, I know the total. Mm, and it's hard to read though the individual colors month to month. So we got some other choices also here. Sometimes it's just the visuals that's taking your attention, but really the question that you also can consider is it easy to read or interpret? For some, it might not be so easy for them. But at least we've got some options on the bright side, and maybe it's worth exploring them. And we don't necessarily need to know all of them at once. We already know, or at least at this point, have an idea of what we're trying to show here. Well, how about here? How about a bar chart? Why not bar chart? And there we go. Let's click on this. Okay. Well, that looks pretty, no? It's the same idea, really, and it's just rotated 90 degrees. And you might just have a personal choice, and in that way, it's relatively subjective. One other thing we can emphasize, though, is to use another button, the switch row column up top here on close to the right side of the screen. And as we hover over this, well, the description doesn't really give you a lot of hint as to how it's really going to look like. Well, let's select it anyway. But before we do that any further, before we click any further, notice in each cluster here of bars, it's about regions, and the colors differentiate the furniture items. If we switch row column right there, okay, let's click. And now the colors are about regions. And then the clusters about the furniture items. And once again, let's toggle and so on. And sometimes when we do this, you say, well, both are really okay. I haven't decided yet. That's okay. Well, you can have them both on the same screen if you want. Um, you can just duplicate it. And how to do that, you can just select this chart and press Control D. D is for duplicate. There you go. So we have two charts now, one duplicated from the other, and then change one of them. Now, if you're dealing with data that covers a time frame, okay, such as this one that we're about to look at, um, here on the center part of the screen, a line chart tends to work best. I'm going to create this time by going to the Insert tab in the ribbon. And well, I know I want a line chart. So I can go right there myself. This is a line chart and insert line chart. And there you have it. Okay. Let's just resize it a little bit. Okay. So this indicates a trend month by month. When you see a line chart, nearly always across the bottom, you'll see some time frame. So you see here it's differentiated by month. And if you switch row column, how about that? Hmm, doesn't look good at all, right? So okay, let's switch back. There you have it. Now the examples we've seen by far wasn't dealing with a lot of data, and that's sometimes the case. But down below on the same worksheet, um, you see here, it's about 2 years worth of list of sales revenues in here. So selection, let's select the entire list and Alt F1. Okay, let's scroll back up. Alt F1. There you have it. Okay, column chart. Well, that's not bad. Well, on the other hand, we can change chart types, right? And we know what we need to click already. Make this be a line chart. Change chart. Okay, line chart. There you have it. There you go. Okay, and resize it a little bit. Okay, it looks better now, no? Well, you have to be alert to this idea though, what you're going to see with line charts. If you make them wider, such as what I'm doing right now, and maybe not so tall, it tends to flatten out the data. Well, if you're trying to hide the increasing trend, then that might be one way to do it, no? Um, now, without changing any data from the source list we have on the left, I'm going to make this a lot taller. Okay, how about like this? Oops. Okay, like this. There. And we get this effect. So there you have it. You can change the meaning of a chart just by changing its size, particularly with the line chart. So, and when you're changing chart types, you do not, and you do have time. You got different kinds of data, no? Different types. Consider, okay, how about area chart? This, oh, doesn't look good. Okay, undo. Okay, not really a good choice back there. Well, there are other choices still. How about a tree map? Or is that something that would work for you? Or how about sunbursts? No? Okay. So those are just indicates there's so many different options that you can select from, and some data just looks better with one kind of a chart versus another kind. It's a feature that you can easily manipulate and work with as you work with charts. Okay.